Easily find, book, and manage your travel nursing assignments with the AMN Passport app. Download today. So I was hoping you could explain, why exercise is important for overcoming trauma, and then maybe we can brainstorm how it can be implemented for nurses.
Yeah, and this one is, I can already imagine some nurses thinking, oh my God, my job is so labor intensive. It's so physically demanding. I can't even imagine doing more physical activity on top of it. And so, because that is the reaction I get from people that have physically demanding jobs, is that they just can't imagine giving one more ounce of energy to physical movement.
Yeah, that is so true.
Yeah. So I guess I want to start with saying that there are many forms of exercise, and exercise doesn't just need to come in the form of getting your heart rate up, really high and just, really pushing yourself really, really hard. It can come in the form of yoga and just other forms of stretching and just working on balance and with your body. Like there's so many things. So before you start shutting down, right, the moment we start talking about exercise, just know there's many different forms of it. And the thing with exercise is that there's a few reasons why it is so important with dealing with any form of stress, whether it's traumatic stress or stress from daily living or stress from, a difficult work environment. And one is, the way that exercise changes our brain chemistry and the different kinds of neurotransmitters that are released. See, medications that target like depression and anxiety, they target, depending on the medications, a variety of different neurotransmitters like norepinephrine and dopamine and serotonin. Well, guess what? Exercise can release all of these chemicals that these kinds of medications target. And so, yes, and some get released in higher quantities the more you push your body as far as like getting your heart rate up, but it doesn't take getting your heart rate up extremely high to cause a release of chemicals like norepinephrine and dopamine and serotonin. So you can start to change how you're feeling just by changing how you're moving your body and changing how you're breathing. And so even with walking, walking doesn't need to be like your power walking. It can just be that you're out getting fresh air, and because even then you're moving your joints and lubricating your joints and stretching your tendons and ligaments, and you're changing how you're breathing. And all of these things can benefit you physically. And that's why I really encourage people to not even think of exercise being as something they have to do on top of their work. Like, how can you incorporate it into your work? Like, for example, if you're working really long shifts, then you don't even want to think about exercising on top of that, when you get home or before you go into work. So how can you incorporate it? Like, can you take the stairs versus an elevator at work? Can you go for a walk on your break instead of just, and it doesn't have to be, again, a power walk, but go out and just get some fresh air and step away from the situation.